Hello, 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 hello. Beautiful people, beautiful souls, the world. If you're new to my channel, like, share, and subscribe. Um, my name's Jazz. Everybody calls me Jazz. My channel's name, of course, is Spirit underscore Bomb 666. Hey guys. So Spirit just told me to make a video. I really didn't know what I was gonna make a video about until after sitting out here basking in the sun for a little bit. Beautiful day. Um, Spirit was like, make a video. And just after sitting here, I realized what I was going to make the video about. The traps, right? Traps. And just is what I'm going to call it for now, traps. Um, as a black woman in America, as a black girl, black child, every trap that was laid for me, I got caught in. From birth, born to a unmarried woman, absent father. I knew who he was. He was there, but he wasn't there. You know, my grandfather was. My mom's. You know, that was the male role I had in my life. Um, you know, I was, molested um, by someone outside of the home, but you know, daddy issues, dad, and then I was a teenage mother. I had two kids before graduating high school, right? So, teenage mom, broken relationships, abuse, drugs, clubs, drinking, jail, homelessness. Like you name it, I've experienced it for the most part. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot to go through, not really knowing who I was, not really understanding why I'm going through it, just going day to day with life and its bullshits and its traps that are set for you. You know what I'm saying? They're set, and it's kind of some mind game to avoid them. Some people make it out alive, some people don't. Some people make it through, some people don't. But these are different traps that are set. Statistically speaking, I wasn't supposed to graduate high school. Already coming from a single mother, raised by my grandparents, then to become a single mother. At my first, I was pregnant at 15. I had my son at 16. I'm 33 now. My son's 18. And then I had, my daughter in my senior year. I didn't even get to walk across the stage because I had just gave birth. But I did graduate, so that is one of my biggest accomplishments. I got it done. So it was a lot of things that were set, I feel like, to break me, but I made it through. I'm glad of the warrior spirit that lies inside me now that I know I have it. It was carrying me the whole time. I just didn't know it. Anyways, the traps, the abuse. I mean, it was just so many different things I was getting caught up in. And I came from a good home. I was raised in church. I was raised with love. You know what I'm saying? We got our ass whooped when we showed out, but we was loved. Like my grandfather, my grandmother, my mom, like it was small town. They made sure we were good. You know what I'm saying? I never remember really wanting for anything, but there was still abuse in the home, and I just thought that was normal. It isn't till now that I'm realizing the abuse I saw in my home in my home as a young age had a lot to do with my thinking, as an adult, how I looked at men, how I looked at relationships, what I allowed, how and I just had a release, some shedding. I think it was Thursday, maybe Friday. Um, I avoid confrontation. So I will walk away. I will do my best not to lose it because when I lose it, it's really bad. But I avoid confrontation. So even times when I need to say something, I need to speak up and speak my truth, I need to put a motherfucker in their place, I would avoid it. I would always take the high road. I would always just let it be to avoid those confrontations. Don't get me wrong, don't nobody play with me. Don't nobody play with me because they know the other me. I am balanced. I am duality. I am the sweetest person. I love genuinely. Like, you know what I'm saying? That is who I am. But there is my other half. There is my other side. And that motherfucker crazy. Straight up. Anybody who know me, or you can ask about me, that's just what that is. But also, again, I love. Like, I don't look for issues. I don't look for problems. I never really have. Ever since that happened when I was in middle school, and like the story I told before about the girl, when I felt her pain that I had caused, so I decided I would no longer be the cause of someone else's pain intentionally, right? Anyways, the traps. I got caught up in all of them, and recently, like I said, I do my shadow work. I'm shedding, bringing light to things so I can heal them, and my throat chakra and my root chakra are always the ones that are off because, again, I would just bite my tongue even when people was wrong. Like if it wasn't serious, something to do with like my money or my kids, I'm not giving you the energy, and that's good in a sense, but I need to be able to speak my truth because that's just what that is. I get that now. But I know that a lot of what I saw in my childhood, if I see the women in my life getting knocked down for speaking up and speaking their truth, then of course, as a child, I'm just going to avoid that, and then not realizing that it was even an issue, I carry it into my adult life. So I would bite my tongue till I blow up. Now it's all hell. You know what I'm saying? Hell coming through me. But I say all that to say this, we are greater than those traps set for us. We are greater than. The other day, when I'm talking to spirit, and I'm saying, I'm meditating, and I'm getting my downloads, and I'm seeing like all the hurt and the pain and the sadness, the poverty, the killing, the taking of one's life, their own life for someone else, like all of this destruction. But then to know now who I am, it made me angry because I'm like, they got us thinking we are nothing, that we don't matter, that we're stupid. We're unable to think for ourselves. And in a sense, they have programmed it to be that way. They have set a cycle for us to stay in. They gave you an image of the American dream. And if you didn't fit that image, if you didn't reach that goal, then you were less than and you were cast aside, even though all these traps are set up to keep you from getting that. And then you don't even realize the people who finally do get it realize that it ain't shit, and they take their own life. Like, why you have all this money? Because it's not about none of that. All of that shit is an illusion. It's an illusion. It don't matter. Like, your soul knows what it wants. It knows what it needs. We can go against it. We can stay stuck. We can keep listen, just for a moment, sit with yourself and really think about everything you have been through. Think about all the traps that you got caught in, but you're still here. You're still fighting, and it is for a reason, because God is trying to tell you to wake up, to see it, to see the traps. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you're a bad person. It's not that, you know what I'm saying, even you're a good person. It's just traps laid to catch whoever the hell it can catch. I graduated high school. Believe it or not, I have 3 kids in total. My youngest is 10. So 10, 15, and 18. Um, I never lived in basic income apartments. Not from a lack of trying. Like I said, I've been homeless before, you know. But every time I try to apply, it's 2-year, 3-year waiting list. And in my mind, I'm like, if it takes me 2 years to get my shit together, what does that say about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I need help right now, and the government and the churches were never there. Were never there for me. I had to figure it out. I let my kids stay with my grandparents. You know, the cycle's starting over. First of all, they with their grandparents. You know, and I'm just out here, and I'm trying to figure it out, but I can't. And it didn't matter how much I was praying. I was unhappy. I was suicidal. You know what I'm saying? After going to jail the first time, I started having these really bad anxiety attacks. Like, uh, it was just so much chaos, and it was destroying me. It was destroying me. I was ready to take my own life several times. I just felt like I was no use to society. I was no use to my kids. I was no use to the world. Like, I was no use to myself. The man I love don't love me back. You know what I'm saying? It was just so much. It was so much. And it was killing me. But, when my journey started, I always say, my grandma's death brought me to life again, because I was in a really bad relationship with my youngest child's father. And it was, I mean, toxic. He brung out the crazy in me. I never knew how crazy I could be until being with him. So now I know what I'm capable of. And it was just bad. And again, I was dying. I was dying on the inside. I was so unhappy, so depressed, so suicidal. It took sick in my body. I'm running a fever of 106, like my body aching, like it was bad. Anyways, my grandma passed away, and in that moment I instantly felt like this is not what she would have wanted from me, because again, my grandma raised me and she loved us. Like, I had an awesome grandma, and I know everything she did, the sacrifices she did, you know what I'm saying, staying in the situation she stayed in, like, the was out of love. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for having her and had experience in that kind of love. So I knew at that moment, this is not it. This is not what she would have wanted from me, and that's all I needed right then. I couldn't worry about what I wanted for myself. I just know that I couldn't let her die in vain. I couldn't let her die and then me die because I gave up. Mm. So I left him, and it was hard. It was hard to get out of that situation, but I left. I came back home to Easley, and you know, went through some more traps, because I definitely fell into drinking to cope with that. That's just what I knew to do. I fell into drinking and just trying to be a better mother. I wanted to start contributing to them, and a lot of different things happened after that, but that is where, my rebirthing really started. During that, after that separation, a cousin of mine gave me a book by Florence Scovelshire. It had all four of her, I think it's four of them, all four books in one, and that book changed my life. It woke me up. It started my wake up from my rebirth. Uh, it changed my life, because now it's like, okay, my thoughts have this kind of power. My thoughts have this kind of power. I haven't even got to words, but my thoughts have this kind of power, and then my words magnify it. So I started speaking life back into me. I was dying. I was near death, my light was dimming. So I started speaking life back into myself, and the traps kept coming. I get up, I get knocked back, you know what I'm saying? Because every time I leveled up, consciously, mentally, life would try to throw something at me to knock me back down. And I just kept going. No matter how hard the task was, I just kept going. And at first, I would go through something and it would shake me, it would break me, I would mentally lose it again. You know what I'm saying? And then I climb back out, do it again, climb back out. And then I started realizing that, baby, you making it through each time. What you losing your mind for? It's like I heard God say, have I not showed you, ye are a conqueror. You cannot be broken. Remove the thought of it. You cannot be broken. You will survive. You will push through and you will win. I remember breaking down in the shower like you're this age, you ain't got this, da, 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 da. And spirit say, okay, so what are you gonna do about it? You're standing here crying, but what are you gonna do about it? And I was like, yeah, okay, okay. And I wiped my tears and I got my shit together. I got my shit together. And I started declaring what the fuck was gonna be in my life. I control this. Throw it at me if you want to. Even if I fall in your little trap, it does nothing. I will dismember that motherfucker from the inside out. That's what I'm gonna do. Excuse the language. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and just want y'all to think about the traps that did catch you and how you gonna tear that bitch apart from the inside out. Can't hold you. It can't hold us. We have to know who we are. Our blood is ancient. Understand that. Think about how far back your blood goes, what it has seen, what it has went through. This is why you can get through it. Push. The news about Regina King's son, if it is true that he committed suicide, that breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Anytime I hear a suicidal case, it breaks my heart because I remember the darkness. I remember being there and it hurts and it's bad, it's lonely, and you don't know what to do. I'm telling you guys, push through. Understand that those traps were set there to break you and you must not let it. You must not. The bad friendships, the betrayal, the disappointment don't matter. Even if it's disappointment in yourself, let it go. Love yourself, heal yourself through this shit. Because you must push through. They did this on purpose. Know who you are. Favorite line from The Lion King, remember who you are. Understand who you are. You are not just a being that is meant to wake up, go to work, pay your taxes, pay your bills, raise your kids, and die. That is not what God put us here for. No matter how many people tell you that that is it, that is not. No matter what TV you watching, what movies you see, and you think that's what it's supposed to be. Them people ain't happy. It's a facade. None of what you see on the outside can ever make you happy. You got to do this. This work is done on the inside. Your soul, your past lives, your aura. Y'all, we got to do this for ourselves. I can't heal my mama until I can heal me. I can't heal my friends and my cousins and the people I love, my kids love most. I try to talk to my kids like I talk to my kids how I'm talking now. Like I need them to be aware of the trap set for them. I need them to be aware of what the government does, what they don't. Like I talk to them, and they're young, so they're caught in their own trap. So they, mama just being mama. I'm just going off. It ain't that deep. You know what I'm saying? My son, he's a lot more sensitive like me when it comes to knowing. But all three of them are gifted. They just don't know it yet. The younger two, like they tell me things, and I tell them, I told you, you're gifted. Like you're going to hear the ringing, you're going to have the dreams, you're going to just know sometimes. That's you're gifted. You are my child. But anyways, y'all, don't give up. Understand these traps were set to catch you, but they can't contain you. They can't hold you. Know who you are. You is a bad motherfucker. Know who you are. Look at your life, what you've been through, what you've conquered. Know that that is that warrior spirit inside you. Ignite it anytime you need to. Call on it anytime you need to. Okay, we getting through this. This is what we gonna do. Get through it. Push. They can't break us. A lot of what they're doing now with this RNA messengers and with your genetics and gene deletion and all that, that's to try to break you. Listen, they had to make you think you weren't who you were so they could do what they wanted to with you. Have their way. No more. No more. It can't defeat you. Do not let it defeat you. You take control. If a motherfucker ain't loving you right, get out. If a friend ain't being a good friend, cut that shit off. If the job ain't doing nothing but making you sad and depressed, find you something the fuck else to do. Learn to sit with yourself and love yourself. Let me tell you why it's so hard for people to love themselves is because they're comparing it to something the fuck else. No, no. Who are you? And love you. And go back and think about all the programs that might not be your programs, the ideas and the belief systems that just might not be yours. And that's why you can't seem to love yourself, because it ain't matching. The pieces ain't fitting. You got to go in and find out what the hell means good to you. And I believe in you guys. I know, I know we can do this because I was told I couldn't. Things were set up for me not to be able to. I've done things with my kids that I dreamed of growing up. I never had my own room as a child. Never. Now my kids have their own room. I wanted a pool. Got them a pool, you know. I don't know if you can see it back there. It's above ground, but that's something I was proud to do that. And again, that was some other trap shit because my kids could have cared less. That was me trying to appease the child in me. Again, like, this journey never stops, y'all. Like, I'm constantly still finding out stuff about myself and deleting old bullshit and putting new shit, good shit in there. You know what I'm saying? It never ends. But it's a great feeling to now know who I am. It's a great feeling. I was trying to convince other people of who I am. I felt myself trying to make them see and believe. I don't have to do that anymore because now I feel like that whole time I was trying to still convince myself. I am me. I am me. I am whoever I want to be that day. If I don't want to do nothing that day, I'm not. I'm not. If I want to be in a mood, I'll be in the mood. If I want to be happy, I'm going to be happy. And that's my choice. I wake up happy 98% of the time because I choose to. I done been through too much to let something small move my mountain. What? Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? You know what I've been through? No, can't defeat me. Now I know I got an army with me too. But I just want to, we got to wake up these minds, these sleeping minds, man. We got to wake them up. We got to let them know who they are. They got to remember who they are. Remember. Remember everything that came at you and you still here. Remember, you have a purpose. You have a piece of this puzzle that we need, right? We need you. We need you to wake up and remember. Don't forget to meditate at 8, guys. I haven't said that the last few times. Make sure to meditate at 8. We remove all disagreeable energies and entities from the governments across the world. 8-year time. So I think that's a beautiful thing for us to collectively focus on one thing because I know the power of the mind. And if you are going through some depression or an anxiety, I do recommend Florence Scovel. I recommend that book. It changed my life. Um, it started me on the path I am now. So, but I love you guys. Push through. I love you. And I see you next time.